Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Kuru's Shell. This time around, we were looking at another war. The last episode we took out the human combine, made them a vassal, and we also took out the Julian consortium and made them a vassal. So we, right now we have four empires under our control. The Human Combine, the Julian Consortium, before them was the Julian Stellar Commonality, and the Collectora Kingdom. We are currently going to be integrating the Collectora Kingdom into our civilization. In a matter of like 9 or so years, they're going to be fully integrated and part of this this sector. I'm going to expand Cognite's Hope and put them in control over all these planets, and then that'll be that, and we'll have control over all these resources, more research, more minerals. I'm going to be excited about having these the artisan troop in our systems, in our space, because they'll favor us more, and maybe they'll actually talk to us. We're going to get more of these shield hit points, this lithuric gas, if I can say it correctly, or say it at all. And of course we're also going to have the benefit of having these extra planets in their systems. The planet I'm really excited about is this, this system is what I'm excited about, because they have 4 planets in their system. I like to just kind of put those in my pocket and micromanage those, because eventually I'm going to colonize these planets. They're not big worlds. This is an 18 size planet, this is a 13 size planet, this is a 13 size planet, but yeah, there's a limit to how many systems you can control, and when you have more planets in those systems, then it just gives you the benefit of being able to micromanage like energy-rich systems without having to lose some of the benefits of those in sectors. I personally like having the ability to control planets and choose what gets built where. And eventually, when you build them up enough to where they're kind of packed, and you don't really even want to manage them anymore, you can put them in sectors, but I like to build them up to their max, and I like to do a lot more with them before I finally let them go. So hopefully, after I get this research, the habitability research, I'll be able to colonize some of those planets and micromanage some of those planets in that system. I'm gonna colonize all 4 planets. Well, one of them's already colonized. I'm gonna colonize all 3 of those planets in that system. I'm going to colonize the 3 other planets in this system. I have an issue with one of these planets, the trudges planet, because there are currently people on the planet. The people that we, unfortunately, our scientists made them build a pyramid and also put crop circles in their fields, obnoxiously and tragically. But we eventually they're going to become an industrial society, and then we can slowly integrate them into our culture. And then we won't really colonize, more so as sort of bring them into the fold. And then we'll have control over that planet, and then we'll colonize the other 2 planets, this tundra world and this desert world. And those are actually a little bit sizable. This is a 16 size planet, this is a 17 size planet. So we'll get a little bit more out of these planets than we'll out of the planets in this other system. But yeah, those are gonna be good. It's gonna be great once I get to that point. And I'm looking forward to seeing all these red planets going yellow. Yellow pretty much means you can colonize a planet, but they're not the most suitable planets for your species. But once you get into green, which is about like 75%, then it's very hospitable for your species. And And of course, you know, more tech's gonna come. Like, I'm pretty sure after I get this tech, something else is gonna pop up, either in New Worlds tech or in biology tech. There's a particular chain of technology where your species can just become more habitable to other environments, and I can either do that by changing them on a genetic level, or just buildings that improve the overall habitability of a planet. But anyway, that's those sort of my plan there, from a science aspect and from an expansion aspect as far as colonizing worlds. I was thinking about it, and I decided that before I go to war with the Perak Republican provinces, I'm going to go to war with these guys, the Kuru-Caphevad, Union. I'm not even sure how that's the correct way of pronouncing it, but whatever. They're inferior, and then their vassal is pathetic. Well, as far as fleet power, that's really what I focus on, is fleet power, because as long as I can take them out, all the other things don't really matter, because once they're integrated, their tech level is going to be the same as ours anyway. And if their tech level is too high, they're not going to be pathetic. And their fleet power, again, you know, even if they're more advanced than us, if their fleet power is minimal, it might be a harder fight, and it might be a very, very challenging fight, but we kind of still can overpower them. But anyway, the reason I chose these guys first is because these guys are Alpine world. So I can definitely take advantage of having a species that can colonize Alpine worlds. Now, I do want the Kuru to colonize most of the worlds, which is why I'm so focused on habitability. But it is nice if the tech doesn't come, to be able to utilize another species just to make the expansion efforts greater, because I'm not the only one trying to expand, and I want to expand quite rapidly so that I can just take all these different planets before these other guys start to, you know, push over into this area of space. I want to control all of this, and I want to take advantage of all the planets that are currently in these other empires. I want to do that at a very exponential rate. And when you have sectors, you can do that, and all you really have to do is just kind of plug money into those sectors, or reduce the taxes on those sectors so that they can build out those planets. And that's kind of where I want to go with that. But there's also another reason I'm going to go after these guys. Well, these guys are tropical world, it's not a big deal. But I've also decided to go a different way with these guys. I could vassalize them, but if I vassalize the Kafevad, I don't know why it's so complicated to say their name. I can say more complicated names than this. But it's such a high war cost. I want to take out both systems at the same time. I can always establish a protectorate on the Ux proxy, but that's also a really high war score. Just simply because we're not a military species, and we're not a xenophobic species. Those have lower war costs, war score costs. So we kind of are at a disadvantage. And more tech's going to come out later on, and I'm going to research those. But in the meantime, I'm going to make both of them tributaries. Now, here is why I choose this strategy. I could just vassalize these guys right here, because they're large, they have more planets, and they're at a greater advantage, and I can get a lot more space from these guys and just get a lot more planets and resources from these guys. I'm gonna leave these guys to their leave this other one, the Ox proxy, to fend for themselves. But chances are they would get swallowed up into this empire or these empires. Once they're vulnerable, someone's going to make them a protectorate, someone's going to make them a vassal, someone's going to do something to protect them, even have a defense pact with them. And I don't want that. I don't want anyone else to get control of these guys. I want to have the ability to just kind of plug them into our ways. And if I choose one of them, I'd only be choosing one of them, and I would have to go to war with the other one again, and face having to go to war with whoever else they align themselves with. If I make them both tributaries, I can't integrate them right away, but at least I have them to myself, so that I could make them tributaries, and after 10 years, I could either go to war with them again and just take those planets and actually choose the vassalization outcome, or maybe over time they'll become loyal and they'll want to be our vassals, and then I won't have to worry about going to war with them again. But I do want to choose both of these outcomes at the same time, make them both tributaries, and just kind of end it there. And while they're tributaries, they'll be giving us 25% of the resources, and that's not a bad thing. I like that. I'll get a little bit more out of these guys than these guys, but you know, I'll get more minerals, I'll get more energy, and I'm not gonna complain about those. And after I take care of these two, I'm gonna move on to these guys. But anyway, enough talk.
Construction complete.
To get this in motion.
Construction complete.
All these construction completes are because I was
construction complete.
Improving our spaceports. Because the better the spaceports, the more modules I have built on those. Look at this. I have a really good naval capacity because of that. You build up your spaceports to full capacity as far as what modules you can install, and you can just do a lot more. You have a bigger fleet options. I've been trying to boost our naval capacity that route so that I can get rid of this edict, the Grand Fleet, and if I do that, see, I can do that now, and I'm not at a serious disadvantage as far as naval capacity. And I'm not using too much of our influence, because before it was costing 140 influence a month, and since I'm integrating, it's costing me 5 influence a month, so now I'm only losing 0.3 influence a month, and that's not going to be an issue for me. I do want to expand, and so it's not going to cost as much to expand and colonize this planet or this planet, and at the same time trying to integrate other planets at the same time. So that is my goal there. And I'm probably going to colonize this one next. But anyway, I'm building some battleships, so that I can just bump up our fleet power a little bit more. We built one before and it was destroyed in the last war, and so now I'm. Wait a second. Oh, I see. That's why it didn't join the fleet, because it was they're on in a different system. But I am moving these guys over here to this system, and these guys over to this system. I built, or actually, I'm having another wormhole station get built right here, just so that I have a little bit of cushion, and I can just jump from there to there, there to there, there to there, easier. And I'm just gonna bring another construction ship this way, and as I'm taking planets, oh, someone's going to war. Oh, this is nice. They just declared war on the Zygmunt Council. Actually, that's nice, but it's not nice. It's nice for us because the way this works out, I'm pretty sure that they plan on taking the Zygmunt Council out. And no. Actually, I'm wrong. They're not planning on taking them out. These guys are peaceful traders, pacifists that engage war. That is rich. That's an offensive war. They're trying to liberate them, and what that pretty much means is they're going to free 2 or 3 or so of their planets, and convert their ethics and their empire into a new empire that fits, that has the same ethics and belief system.
Construction complete.
So they're going to make, after this war, they're going to win this war, no doubt about it. Then they're going to make the Zikmok Council. It's going to have a different name, like the Zikmok Democracy or whatever, and they're going to be
Debris analyzed.
peaceful traders as well. And marauder missiles, that's good. I could use marauder missiles.
Incoming transmission.
Incoming transmission. Star charts. Actually, yeah, sure. Normally I don't do star charts, but I don't have a problem with that because I highly doubt that they've looked at too much. Or I could be completely wrong and they've actually researched. Whoa! I underestimated the amount of star charts that they had. I usually avoid using star charts or borrowing star charts or trading star charts because I want to collect anomalies, but I can't do that now. On the bright side, I know where certain resources are. Well, now my science ships have nothing to do. Actually, no, they do have something to do, actually. Because he might still survey. He's got survey still on his list of things to do. Maybe he'll still survey. I wasn't expecting it. But anyway, I'm gonna move on to the war. So both of those guys get there, and just like that, they're there. That's excellent. And I'm gonna add battleships. I'm gonna let these guys just build,
complete.
And then after this war, they'll join our fleet, and we'll I'm gonna try to recoup our losses as we go. For instance, while those guys are building, I can build a cruiser assembly right here, and I can build a destroyer assembly here, and I'm just gonna level them all up slowly, spread the wealth. Okay, that's gonna be that one, so it's gonna be good. Great. Now it's gonna all of those attachments are going to kind of eat a little bit at our maintenance, at our energy economy, because each of those costs three power. So that's one of the disadvantages of that. Ooh, subspace sensors, I have those. That's perfect. I'm still researching this. So I just got that tech. That's wonderful. From all those all that debris analyzing I've been doing. I think I have all of my transports are in play. So I am ready to go to war. Ready for war, ready for war, war number. How many times I've been at war? Too many times, honestly. War. Good God, y'all. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Or, having said that, he engages war right away. Alright, let's add that. Okay, wow. Oh, that's right. You know, I totally forgot that when I go to war, our happiness goes down by 10%. And that's just because my people don't like war. But war is necessary for us to fulfill the great galactic conversion, to bring everyone into alignment with the true belief, the true God. It didn't really give us much range with that extra wormhole station. I thought it was going to give us a little bit more cushion, but I guess I can't expect too much. Alright, so that's I'm just going to minimize that, so I don't have to keep looking at that. And I'm just going to minimize that, so I can just kind of easy access between those two. These guys are going to just dive into their home world. And I hope that they don't have an FTL trap. Yes, they do. I can tell because it put us right there, So what I might do instead of that is I'll just dive into this world, and I'll make their major fleet come to us. Actually, I'll go to this one, and that's closer to their home world. And then I'll have these guys go to this one. Now what I'm also going to do is I'm going to send okay, he's right there and he's right there. I'm going to send this guy into this system. Is he current fleet stance is set to evasive? Current fleet stance set to passive. Alright, there you go. So I'm going to send him into this system with us, just a little bit behind us, because depending on the size of their fleet, they usually attack the smaller fleet first. So I'm gonna let them try that, and then I'll be able to jump into the system quicker when I have a normal station there. I could also go the route of just sort of painstakingly going to one system to one system. Actually, you know what? On second thought, having said that, that's a smart move. I'll go there. Just until we take out their major fleet. Once we take out their major fleet, we can do whatever we want to. But I'm going to try to reduce our costs as much as possible. Just so I don't have to keep rebuilding our fleet, because it does cost us resources. And it stops me from building my fleet up to its max capacity and max potential. I also have to increase our naval capacity again. So I'm just going to briefly go back to this and bump that up, just so I'm not in the red, because I am building more ships.
System survey complete.
And while I'm waiting for this, Interstellar has
Hostile
declared
fleet
Christmas.
engaged.
Ooh, this is good. I want these guys to go to war with these guys, only because these guys are part of the Harmonious League. Sounds kind of terrible for me to say that,
Situation log
considering the name
updated.
Harmonious League. But these guys are pretty big. These guys are pretty big. If these guys can
Research complete.
grab these guys' attention, then I can come in and I can grab the United Human Nations, and I can grab the Chilenese Confederacy. I can split these guys, and I can have just divide their interests. These guys and these guys will be focused on these guys, and we can be focused on these guys, and maybe even these guys, and just kind of sort of reduce their power. I mean, these are my biggest foe. These are the ones I'm most concerned about, because they have 25 colonies, and they're working on expanding and taking this space. So they're the monster. They're the big bad that I really have to be focused on later on in the game. Research, though, to be fair, we're kind of a big bad too. Marauder missiles. It's 29 months. That sounds really cool. But I can wait on that. Explosive weapon damage. I'm sorry. Let's see, how many months? That's 50 months. This is 13 months. This is 23 months. I should build up my fighters. I do want to get these advanced railguns, but I'm going to work on the fighters this time, because fighters have their uses. Fighters are very helpful, and I can create. I might need those for missile defense later on in the game, because I've been neglecting missile defense, as I'm sure you've noticed, and I keep complaining whenever I go against a missile empire. Oops. Let me pause this. What am I doing here? Are we just kind of chilling? We're just sitting around now? We're idle. Okay. So, you are idle, Pharaoh said. I love when I'll think of something like anytime I'll say something, I'll randomly think of like a Bible verse. Like, just the word idle makes me think of Pharaoh, because he was just being a total jerk about the whole anyway, back to they were complaining. let's see. So enter orbit. And yep, that's enough. We have 15 army. So we'll be able to take these guys pretty easily.
Construction complete.
Really curious where their fleet is right now, because
Construction complete.
they're not attacking.
Construction
You know
complete.
what I might do, just for the giggles, is pop into this base.
Construction complete.
What I'm most concerned about... Actually, nope. On second thought, I'll leave them right here. I don't need them for this bombardment, and it'll be easier for me to jump out of the system. I'm going to jump both of these guys into this system. That way, we'll have a better chance of beating that FTL trap, and whatever we go up against at that moment won't be too overwhelming. How long is it going to take this guy to build this wormhole station? Enough time for us to complete the bombardment and jump out of there. Land armies.
Research complete. Debris analyzed.
I should have sent... Ooh, afterburners. Okay, so we didn't have to worry about researching that tech. Linked support systems. That's probably going to be interlinked support systems. I'm not sure what that technology is, but I think it's physics. It says it's physics, so I've got to figure out what that is. I'm just going to quickly pause this. Interlinked support systems. Oh, that's our barrier point defense. I see. That's that tech. Okay. I was kind of curious what that was. Let's go back to completing that. Okay. So, yep. And we're taking this pretty easily, I'm sure. And then I'll have to lure those guys out of their home system.
Complete.
Because I'm not going to fight their spaceport, their major fleet, and their FTL trap if I don't absolutely have to. Not all at the same time. I'm not going to repeat the mistake that I made in that last war, where I lost half of my fleet power. Actually, it was more than half my fleet power. I lost like almost 2/3 of my fleet power. And I just realized that I forgot to set the timer.
Construction complete.
So I'm not really sure how much time I spent
secured.
on this, but I'm just going to give myself an extra like
analyzed.
15 minutes, and then I'm going to be done with this episode. There we go. Timer is set. We've got that planet, and now we're going to move on to... Okay, there we go. I'm not sure how we can see it. Oh, okay, once we took that planet, we were able to see into their space. So let me just pause this. They have a fleet of Void Skulkers. So they have the both fleets are in that system, and so this is right here, and this is all of them right there. So what I'm going to do is try to pull them out of that system. They're going to try to make us run around, and while they're trying to have us run around, I will have the benefit of taking their planets in the meantime. And with that being said, I'm going to, let's see, I have this pause just so I can sort of navigate these things pretty quickly without having to. So I'm going to keep 5 guys on that planet. 5 guys, yes. I'm gonna put the franchise and have plenty of hot dogs and burgers on that planet. No, I'm kidding. So I think I'm gonna think of 5 guys. It's their excellent food, deliciousness. deliciousness. So I'm going to send them back over here until, so that they don't get blown up by these guys, because they will. These guys will pop in and they'll kill those guys without a question. I'm going to send these guys here first. Just, so, there we go there. They're already ready. And looks like once they jump space, we're going to see these guys move, I think. Once we get out of that system, we're going to, let's see, 10, 9, 8, 7. Well, okay, whatever. This thing is taking its sweet time with them. I thought this is supposed to be fastest. It's killing me here, the anticipation. I really want this thing to speed up so that I can jump systems. Because once I jump systems, I think these guys are going to try to go after a smaller fleet.
Hostile fleet engaged.
And look at that. I knew it. That's what they do. Now, which fleet is going?
Debris analyzed.
Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Now, I want them to kind of be in mid. What kind of ships do they have, by the way? They're sending their whole shebang bang. They're sending all of their stuff our way.
Situation log updated.
And we took. Oh wow, they had a FTL trap. I didn't realize they had an FTL trap on that system. My bad. I feel really bad now because I kind of hurt us by not knowing that. I should have looked. I just thought they had it in one system. I didn't know they had it in both systems.
Situation log updated.
Good. Great. So yeah, it hurt us. It hurt us a little bit. Right? Got a little bit of extra physics research. That's always a plus. And oops. While I'm doing that, I probably could have moved us away from that planet, so that we can jump pretty quickly. Let's just jump right here, because we're going to. I might as well. I know they're going to be going to the system. They're going to have a little bit of a head start. So let's just prepare to engage these guys just about right there. That's what it's going to come down to. And while I'm at it, I'm not bombarding this world. Entering orbit. Okay, we haven't entered orbit yet, but then we're going to start bombarding the world. And these guys are going to come into the system right about here. So what I want to do is actually make them look for us. Make them fight, jump, search for us. So I'm going to fly us about in this direction, so they have to come from here and fly over here. And then when our guys jump into the system, we can kind of engage them and sort of hit them from both sides. That's why they call us a strategy game, because you got to strategize. It's nice when I have that planet that gave us sensor range into this system. So how long is it going to take for these guys to get over there? Wow, they jump pretty fast.
Hostile
oh, that's right.
engaged.
They're hyper. Okay, gotcha. I did not anticipate this. I did not anticipate them jumping into the system. I did not anticipate that at all. Following Daloth Armada. They actually want to fight us. They want to go after. Oh, I see what they're going to do. They're going to try to. Okay, that makes sense. With this divided, they're very smart. They're going to take our larger fleet with both of their fleets. Man, it really annoys me when we go after these mining fleets. So I'm tempted to just kind of. I'm going to fight in this direction.
Complete.
I want to make them cross this entire map, just so we have time to get our other fleet in and fight them with greater forces. And these guys are going to come after they're going after this world. So like, hey, you took our world, and we are not okay with that.
Situation log updated.
And that's fine. I understand. Alright.
Debris analyzed.
How are these guys doing? They're leaving that system. They're gonna pop in. They're bringing more transport ships. And I'm trying to figure out where
Hostile fleet engaged.
my friends are going to. Alright, so we've engaged these guys. And the question is, where is my other fleet going to pop in? And are they about to pop in into a wormhole in 15 days? Alright. A lot can happen in 15 days. I hope I don't have to... Okay, there we go.
Hostile fleet engaged. Hostile fleet engaged.
So we're doing a nice bit of damage here. We're gonna let them get in the system, then I'm gonna change their trajectory, but they're gonna pretty much pop in the middle of the fight. And we need that because you know what? I think I'm also gonna I finished with all these battleships.
Debris analyzed.
I'm gonna have to send our battleships up in this direction.
Hostile fleet engaged.
We're gonna need that extra fleet power. Great. And there we go. So we've got a little extra help here. And with that, we're gonna take those guys out. We're losing a lot of shields. Our shields are definitely
Station
we've
under
lost
attack.
a nice bit of cruisers.
Hostile fleet engaged. Construction ship under attack.
Construction ship under attack. He's not in any real danger. He's fine. But we just split that major force right there, and now when these guys come over, they're not going to be as much of a problem because these guys are down to... Yeah, these guys are getting wrecked. And we're still at 6.1k. Okay, we've lost a cruiser. And that was kind of my big concern when I saw that, when that dip. And our shields could definitely use some
Situation log
help here,
updated.
but although looks like we're losing another Corvette. Who's rivalry what? Okay, they've declared each of the rivals. That's good. Oh, wait a second. Those guys retreated. So I'm not gonna let that. Actually, you know what? Sorry about that. I'm just gonna let our fleets recuperate. We're gonna go back to here and finish off what we started with colonizing that planet. We've pretty much not colonized, but taken that planet. We've taken out their major fleet. So
Debris analyzed.
our other once these guys recharge their shields, and they're almost at that point of having recharged their shields, we can go after. Actually, it looks like we're pretty good. Like we've recharged our shields. Where's Kashnak? Right. So they're on their way. Yeah, I think we'll just go after this FTL trap now. We can do it. And these guys are all running back home to get repaired. And they're going to be caught by surprise. Actually, you know what? On second thought, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have split up my fleet again. What I'll do is I'm actually going to send them to this system as well. They probably won't get there in time, but they're gonna be there in about I just want to take out the rest of their fleet before I get too comfortable, because I'm trying to lose as little as possible, and it's better to have overwhelming power, and then after that I kind of stretch out, than to hit them with the
Hostile fleet engaged.
following sensor sweep of the Belovi system. Oh, it's scout trait. Okay, that's great. So it's got improved sensors. So they've bumped in. And this is the annoying part right here. Our fleet's getting split because some of them are attacking a mining station.
Situation.
Come on, guys, seriously. All your priorities, they focus on a mining station. I think that's one of the few glitches that I hope we can repair in the upgrade. Let's see, are we going to fight something that has fleet power, or are we going to fight a mining station? That's good. There we go.
Hostile fleet engaged.
These guys are repairing themselves. That's tech that I actually could have researched, and I probably still can research. Let me just check to see if I don't have this. I almost have it. I'm really close to having. I probably could spend like 20 months on this tech and have it. So that might be my next thing. I might research that next, just so my ships can repair themselves between battles. That is a great technical advantage that they have over us, since we didn't research that technology. And we have plenty of A slots that are open, so we could technically do that if we wanted to. Out that, we're losing a nice amount of Corvettes. That's been our major loss. But Corvettes are pretty much there to be destroyed. They take the brunt of our forces on purpose. And where's that? Okay, my support, my backup is coming in, and you know what? I'm gonna just pause this for a second. Our shields are doing pretty good. I'm kind of wondering if we really even need these guys to come in now, because at this point, no, actually it wouldn't hurt. I mean, we'll lose that ship. We're still, yeah, it would be good to have those guys just to kind of split their power. Okay, so
situation log updated.
Up, we lost something else. We went from being 6.1k to now 5.9k. I think that's just because we've lost too many Corvettes. And actually,
situation log updated.
I'm going to start building some Corvettes. So let me see which kind of Corvettes that I lost, so I know what to replace. We've got a nice bit of... Okay, that's 15 minutes. That means that this episode has come to an end. I'm pretty sure that I'm probably at like my 30-minute or 40-minute mark. We need some more officer classes and some more
situation
classes.
Updated.
Oh, okay, I think we pretty much took them all out then. Well, either that or they retreated again. Let me just pause and see. Did they retreat? Or did we take them out? I have a feeling that they retreated. Which works in our favor. Because now I feel kind of silly because those guys didn't really even have to come. They were a little too late. But it's better to have them there than not have them there. So I'm going to send them. They spent like the last couple of months just kind of like bouncing from system to system. Like, oh, you need us? Oh, no, you don't need us? You don't need us? Oh, you need us? You don't need us? What I'm going to do is I'm going to build a wormhole station right here. So it just takes a little bit less time to bounce from system to system. Those are one of the defects, one of the problems with that particular Oh, build wormhole station. That's actually kind of easy. One of the benefits, one of the defects of having wormhole is you have to kind of. I mean, it's really fast. We have to bounce from wormhole station to system, then back to wormhole station, unless you have a wormhole station in that system. So that's one of the problems with that. But I'm just gonna send them back this way, and then if we have any more problems, I'll have something here where I can kind of shoot direct to wherever I want to go. And our next target is going to be these guys, or these guys. I forgot about this system. So that's going to be that. And while we're doing that, these guys are bombarding. Are they bombarding? Yeah, they are bombarding. So I can send an army to, let's see, do I choose land armies? Yeah, sure, why not? Because by the time they get here, they're going to fly all the way across that space and jump in the system. They're going to, by the time they get here, we're going to bombard it enough to where they could start to drop their ships. And how many armies do they have on this planet? A great load. On second thought, I'm just going to say, into orbit, I'm going to send another ship in here.
Incoming transmission.
Into orbit. There we go. Incoming transmission. Okay, peaceful bureaucracy. They really do want us to be their allies, and I don't blame them because they are in trouble. I mean, they're going to lose. Once they lose these guys, they're sunk because they won't have any defenders. But they're going to be okay because we're probably going to finish. We're probably going to defeat these guys before these guys are finished fighting them. I say that, but who knows? But just the way I play, I try to be as quick about it as possible.
Situation log updated.
Get back over here and keep bombarding that. I feel like sometimes they send their transport ships to die just to slow down our bombardment process. It's a very smart move because transport ships don't really cost any more than
debris analyzed.
60 minerals. I mean, you lose people. I mean, when you think about how many people are in those armies, and how many people they're losing,
fleet engaged.
It's kind of heartless to send them straight to their deaths. But from a tactical advantage, I suppose. Science ship. Okay, they're trying to get those.
Situation log updated.
Yeah.
Hostile fleet engaged.
They're trying to research our debris, and we've got to work on our accuracy. I mean, we're shooting a lot of shots and we're missing.
Incoming transmission. Situation log updated.
Hold on. These guys are trying to. This is interesting. They want to give us. Oh, okay. They're asking to buy our energy credits. They're in desperate need of energy credits, and they want to give us minerals. This is like a really sexy offer. This 34, 32. It's pretty even, Steven. There, we're not hurting for energy credits right now, but we have been at war, and we are losing them at a rate of -13 per month. But having said that, I can always recruit those energy credits, and it wouldn't hurt to have more minerals just so I can build more ships. Let me just pause that for a quick moment here, because I'm just gonna look at it and see what can I build. Do I have any planets? It's not often. This is like really rare for me to actually receive one of these requests from my neighbors, and it's probably because they don't hate me. Sometimes my neighbors hate me because, like if I'm playing a species that's xenophobic, then they don't want anything to do with you. And if you're pacifists, they like you, but you don't expand as much, so you don't accumulate as many resources. So you don't have as many resources to trade. But especially in the next game, I'm gonna be showing you what it's like playing a pacifist species, and you can expand, but you have to expand a different kind of way, and you have to make sure you get territory pretty quickly with things like frontier outposts, so that you can actually colonize those planets that are habitable for your species. But it's a different kind of play. Let's see, these guys are at happiness thing, 40%. I can probably. That's thinking a way of recouping the loss of all of those energy credits. That would be a pretty nice deal for those extra minerals, because then I can bump up all of my other spaceports, not over here, but in my sectors. And that will bump up my naval capacity. I won't have to worry about. I can do that anyway, but yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, sure, why not? I'll take the trade. These guys want our shield hit points, strategic resource, the etheric gas. They keep offering that, and I would like to have that, but for 10 years, it still doesn't really seem that beneficial for me. Actually, on second thought, no, I can't do that, because I've been at war, and I'm going to go to war again. I need those hit points, so I'm going to have to decline these guys again. I feel bad declining those guys, because one day, like, they're going to just, when I want them to trade with me, they're not going to, and I'm going to be like, oh shoot, I should have taken that off when I had a chance. So I help those guys out with those energy credits. And I've actually been in desperate need of energy credits before, and people refuse to trade with me, so I can kind of empathize with their experience right now. I can feel empathy for my neighbors on occasion in this game. I've been where they've been. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere. Wait a minute. Was I supposed to pause this game? Uh-oh. So anyway, that's the end of this episode. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and God be with you.